play. Meredith, we spoke to before the game that he has got license to get up there, and Lachlan Rose receiving that ball, ghosted inside to play him in, opened up that channel. Great challenge.
Not a whole lot in it as Shonro went in against Devlin once more. Roofer told to turn, had a couple to beat and just cruised past defensively. Might have some work to do here. Lewis had just stolen in behind on that left-hand side for the Knicks. No one could find him. And Jovanovic's header will go out for the corner. Jovanovic, his first season back down under at National League level. Spent a long time in South Korea with Jeju. Might be called upon here. Got the assignment of De Vere. And Milligan won the header. Fired back in by Devlin, who had that good chance last week against Sydney FC.
Yeah, you don't mind that because he's got no chance, or no time rather, to control that. He's central, you may as well take it on. It's difficult to control on the half volley. And he didn't, just hit it on the up. In swing corner, here it comes. No time for it to take a touch. But you can't deny him taking that on. Shows his confidence. What a signing he's been for Wellington, Cameron Devlin.
Ball. Played it off cleverly for Devlin. And now Lewis again. McGarry, the lefties combining. How's the delivery? And Federici called his teammates out of it.
Yeah, good work from Federici, but no Wellington player coming in central there and towards the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Mark Bosnich, what are you making of the midfield matchup?
So it was all Wellington, and one of those reasons was De Vere and Lewis play those two number 10 positions just right in behind in the half space. I don't want to keep talking while they got an opportunity. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, ball is advancing.
And there was a little bit of an issue whether or not James Meredith, Ivan Franich will stay in the back four to come into the midfield to help. They've rectified that a little bit. They've brought them both in to pick them up. And also the other thing as well, they've said to Denny John Rue, who was up there with Derbyshire closing down when they were defending, basically drop back into midfield. You're not a striker in terms from a defensive perspective. We need more bodies in here. And that's proved to be a bit more beneficial to Macarthur, who has slowly come back in it, but they've still got to be careful. They've done well not to concede a goal during this period.
You see Milligan there not happy with Jovanovic, and why he should be the one with the block on David Ball, who's been so lively in this first half.
We're midway through it. Coming together in the box as Laws tried to break free of Shushnia. Good debate between the two centre halves going head to head here. Lewis hangs it up towards that penalty spot. And hooked clear in the end. Tuck of the shirt from Cam Devlin. Gets a talking to from the referee after he kicked the ball away as well.
He certainly tested Steve Lucas there, because he could get a yellow card for a shirt pull, but
Ivanovic is a frustrated man right now. Laws all over Derbyshire.
He's got a tough role, Derbyshire, doesn't he? Moving that line.
Good scrapping by Genre. Took it back off Lewis. Meredith misses the mark. It's all a little bit clunky right now for Macarthur.
Toes, Kenny!
But Rose can make things happen in an instant. Denny Genre, it's opening up for him here. And the strike blocked off.
Took too long, didn't he? I think he was surprised he was in so much space.
And so was Callum Neuenhoff last week. Wellington haven't learnt their lesson.
Well, they certainly switched off Wellington there. Defenders got caught ball watching, and they didn't make the most of that, Macarthur. That was a good situation.
Talley said in the post-match press conference last week there was more than enough time and more than enough defenders behind the ball.
One in front, if he had to close him down, might have changed the outcome, or maybe not.
Couldn't have been any sweeter.
No.
Work off the ball, but not too many goal scoring chances falling his way just yet this season. Genre to Benyat. Trying to tease one in behind for Franjic, but Lewis was attending to his defensive duties. Devlin turned into trouble. Shushaeta working hard and got a little nudge from Davila.
Yeah, the mistake from Devlin. As he had a simple ball to lay back, but such is his confidence, he wants to face forward, but really wasn't on that time. And then Davila coming back and committing the foul. Decent position, difficult position in some ways. And that's sort of no man's land, isn't it? Difficult to pick someone out from here. Well in from the sideline. 35 metres out.
Chabaria delivers, back post, Shushnya, and it took saving. Marinovic with the feet. Their only goal so far this season was a free kick from Benyat, deflected, fortunately, by Milligan. Past young Margush in goal for the Wanderers. Shushnya denied a moment ago. Flights one to Derbyshire. With an aerial duel, ball came off second best. He was the one leading with the arms against Milligan. Works out for Macarthur FC. Good defending by Payne. Davila, and wiped him out.
Yeah, Davila just using his body. Shushnya so late. And what a save this is. You picked it out, Speedy. Bunyat, super ball to the back post. Good connection, and he just stays big. The ball virtually just hits him.
First booking of the afternoon. Oh, Shushnya. Hoping to get right in Socceroos calculations. Has been part of the setup before. Bent around for Tomer Hamed in behind Jovanovic. Little 1-2 with Davila, and again the scramble was on. Franjic poked it out for yet another set piece.
Well, he's been crucial in that back line, hasn't he? The right fullback coming in to help out his centre halves. Hamed with the burst in behind. Not enough pace on that ball, the through ball to take it further towards goal, and then the little 1-2, the little give and go, and Frank was alive.
In the last 9 seasons that he's played in the A-League, his team has played finals. Can he make it 10 out of 10 with the new boys? Macarthur FC is certainly putting in his fair share in this opening half hour. Lewis bent it away. Big chance, and De Vere, it came all the way through to him, and he couldn't keep the shot down.
Well, it came over a lot of bodies. I think he's just didn't expect it. I think the ball's just hit him. This ball does not a lot of pace on it. Federici can't come for it. De Vere ghosting in. No, I think I've given him a bit too much credit there. I think he definitely saw it.
Remember last season, it used to be Stephen Taylor coming in at the back post.
Yes.
Give us a different trajectory next time. It'll be easier to contest. Beautiful playing surface here at Campbelltown Stadium. Ante Milicic approves the kind of surface he wants to be able to play his football on. Hamed and Federici, that is very important. Sweeper, keeper stuff. And now Derbyshire can't quite dip it in. What about that passage of play?
Wow. I was just about to say the game's been terrific. Both sides playing some really good football. Federici, absolutely brilliant goalkeeping there. And the play from Wellington to get into that position was good as well. He comes out, as you said, the sweeper keeper. And what about this for an effort? First time from Derbyshire, just wouldn't dip enough for him.
No shots on target yet, but there have been 10 of them off target. Just need to tighten things up. Already another exciting game brewing in the A-League. It's been must-watch television since we kicked off.
What you need? Go here.
Lewis looking for Hamed, and it favoured Shushnya.
He's wanting to close down, get the ball back quickly, but a couple of challenges, as you just said.
Here he is again. And just had to check his run, David Ball.
That stopped the momentum. It was clever from Jovanovic, who just stepped up.
Meredith won the header well. And he's into the box here, James Meredith. Rose used him as a decoy, went for Shushaeta instead. Now, Lockie Rose, is he brought down there? Appeared to be clipped, and someone told Stephen Lucas he was. Maybe the assistant on the far side, because the free kick has been given belatedly.
Well, there was a couple of options, wasn't there? Meredith made a brilliant run. He ignored him, played a good ball into Shushaeta, and it comes back to him. Had a chance to hit it with his left peg here. Gets a fake and gets dragged. Very, very good position. And Benyard will be on this and all over it.
Look, huh?
16 goals in La Liga for the 33-year-old. And some highlights you'll see throughout his career have been set pieces and strikes from this kind of range, including one against Real Madrid from open play from similar range. Plenty in the wall for Marinovic.
Marinovic backing his wall here.
Cowbells are ringing. Benyats, Echevarria, and Marinovic stayed there. He did back his wall in.
Yep. He has to protect, and Benyat was hoping for some move. A good save, but fairly regulation save from Marinovic. Set up his wall perfectly.
Took his time going across for the corner. There's a bit of an England World Cup routine going on here. Jovanovic, the deepest runner. Man down in the box. Holding his head as well. Now back to his feet, Mark Milligan. Shushaeta delivers. And De Vere with a header outside of the box. John Rose delivering. And Rose tried to get a header on target.
He's already in there and it's behind him, so you can't head that back towards Derbyshire, who's pretty much on the penalty spot. Super ball from Shushaeta before that. This is the end of that attack. The first phase was better.
Goalkeepers have had plenty to do in the last 10 minutes, Bozza.
That they have. So 2 regulation saves by Marinovic were good ones. A little bit better from Macarthur. But ball players in your team, she'll have to work hard and to get into the opposition to get the ball to play with in the first place. Still see how things go.
Yeah, still no minutes from Tommy Orr for Macarthur FC. He was their first signing in mid-January of last year. Card is out here.
Brilliant work from Lewis. 2 players to beat. Little room to move. Great technique, dropping his shoulder twice and forces Milligan into the mistake that costs him a yellow card.
There is Tommy Orr. Macarthur FC. Battled an injury in pre-season and amongst the substitutes here this afternoon.
I've liked the half from Cameron Devlin, to be honest. I think he's come such a long way, and Rufer and his partner Devlin have certainly shaded that midfield battle up against, the experience of Mark Milligan.
McGarry, cut back, ball, and Wellington unrewarded. David Ball on the spot to put the Knicks on top, and Macarthur FC at home are behind again.
What a move that is. And it all starts from Rufer and Devlin back near the halfway line. And when you get De Villa and you can get him facing, he's the one that can create and open up any defence. Here's the work here. De Villa gets on the turn, perfect ball. What about this for a ball in? And the finish slightly behind him is perfect. Brilliant ball in from McGarry as well. Doesn't hit it into that near post. He got his head up there, delivers it. Sees David Ball coming in the point of the penalty spot. Brilliant finish, and that's a really good Wellington Phoenix goal.
7th goal of his A-League career. He had 5 assists last campaign as well. And the getting the kind of performance he was after. Franjic. Derbyshire. And Meredith getting in there as well. Last touch off who? It is going to be a goal kick.
They worked well. It was a good advantage from Stephen Lucas. This ball in comes back into Milligan. Just clips it to the back post, and Derbyshire's already there and he's had to backpedal.
Little flick from Derbyshire. And just spun away from him to the advantage of Laws. Tom Ahmed didn't quite keep that one in. The throw-in was signalled. Again, classy little flick from Benyard. That ball was errant from Shushnia, and look at Wellington. Numbers committed forward here after the turnover of possession. McGarry had to go into reverse, and Ball apologised.
Well, they had one of the best left backs in the competition, Kakache, and I tell you, they found someone else in McGarry. Sweet left foot, nice balance, good on the ball.
And he's got competition for that spot as well. Louis Fenton trialled in that position in pre-season and came on and played there last week when McGarry ran out of legs. Sam Sutton, another one who's been considered for that position. McGarry might have a stranglehold on it after this opening half performance. A head clash here and blood drawn. That's why the referee blew it up immediately. Checking on the welfare of both of those players, and Tom Ahmed has got blood streaming down his face after this clash. Instagram, they're living the high life at the moment above Sydney Harbour. It's his wife's birthday today, a former Miss Universe contestant.
David Ball has been excellent in this first half, and they've had some very good service, haven't they, from behind. Macarthur have had their moments, but Wellington have been well on top. That ball from Davila. Mike McGarry with the awareness to get his head up, look up, and pick out David Ball, who sprinted from that penalty spot. And a really good finish.
You're giving his dad the credit, Mike McGarry. Of course, ball headed his way again. "22 years of age, young Laws alongside De Vere in the heart of defence. Another good pass from McGarry. It's alive now for Rufer, who wanted Payne to come towards him. Lovely movement in behind. No one to hit in the middle, so Lewis buys some time. It's a little quiet here right now at Campbelltown Stadium. They need a goal to get their fans right back into it.
That left-hand side is has such a nice balance with Lewis and McGarry, both left-footed.
Pass intended for his captain. Just about everything else has come off for him. Turned away in frustration that time. Shushaeta, here comes Rose. And Tim Payne played it beautifully, got his body in the road. I thought Rose was going to leap into action there.
Well, he was coming in from that left-hand side, probably a little bit too late. And his leap took him right into the back of Payne, who positioned himself very, very well. And that's the problem for Macarthur as they're staring at half-time, is that the personal battle's very important in the game. At the moment, most of those battles individually being won by the Wellington players.
Think back to last season, they started the campaign with 4 straight defeats. Wellington under Ufuk Talay, who was a rookie coach at that stage, and everyone thought, well, hello, they're contending for the wooden spoon. But lo and behold, a few months later, they wind up with their best finish in club history, 3rd on the ladder. Tom Mohamed's still not out there after that head clash. So they're set up 4-4-1 right now. Hoping he can get patched up and back out there. If not now, in time for the second half, of course. I don't think he's getting the all clear just yet. So can they make the most of their one-man advantage here? Macarthur FC.
Decided to take it on himself. It was a decent strike as well. Wellington, 10 men, just trying to hang on till half-time.
Gets Wellington in front here at the break by that 1-0 scoreline.
Wellington Stadium is a total. Yeah, Ivan Franic, a little bit of deja vu from last weekend. You left to chase the game yet again. What's let you down in this first 45?
Must never become violent or antisocial towards another person, including spectators.
Half time, address and contact.
ที่พร้อมจะระเบิดไปกับแอลลี่
And they are flexing their muscle here.
แอบเสียงให้กึกก้องแต่ทุกการป้องกันประตู
But a big chance here. Great save.
ทุกการถล่มตะข่าย
Amazing goal. Line finish.
การต่อสู้เพื่อศักดิ์ศรีและเกียรติยศ
The confidence levels are sky high now.
แอลลี่ที่มีสปอร์ตที่เดียวเท่านั้น ขอต้อนรับเข้าสู่ความมหัศจรรย์แห่งโลกของลาลิกาโลกที่อุดมไปด้วยนักเตะระดับโลกเฉพาะ
Luis Suarez, there it is.
และเชิงฟุตบอลชั้นเลิศ
Absolutely no mistake.
โลกที่บรรดาเหล่าฮีโร่ไม่มีวันตายและดาวรุ่งกลายเป็นตำนาน
Background to Mati, fantastic.
เปิดโลกความมหัศจรรย์ของวงการฟุตบอลสเปนแบบทุกซอกทุกมุมไปด้วยกันกับลาลิก้าเวิลด์ที่บีนสปอร์ตบางคนชอบสุกครึ่งหนึ่งต้มครึ่งเวลาและแน่นอนครึ่งราคาแต่ถ้าว่าครึ่งเดียวก็ไม่พอเพราะเป็นแฟนอยากจะได้ทุกอย่างแบบเต็มแอคชั่นที่เต็มตา
Danilo to Ronaldo.
แอคชั่นที่หมอไปกับเซเรียอาฟูลอิมแพคที่บีสปอร์ต
ว่ากันว่าปารีสคือที่สำหรับทุกสิ่งที่คุณได้บอกรักดื่มด่ำในศิลปะชื่นชมมรดกและเพลิดเพลินกับความอร่อยแต่มีอีกพบกันแท้ของยอดทีมแห่งปารีสได้ใน This is Paris ทาง Bein Sports
เตรียมตัวให้พร้อมสำหรับเวสเฟรดคัพเวทีที่เป็นของคุณสมันน้อยจะแปลงกายเป็นปีศาจร้ายขนยักษ์ใหญ่และลมยักษ์ชื่อเสียงเก่าๆที่สั่งสมไว้ไม่มีผลเมื่อลงสนามนี่คือของจริงความภาคภูมิที่แท้จริงการต่อสู้ที่แท้จริงอารมณ์ร่วมที่แท้จริงความดุเดือดที่แท้จริงไม่มีที่ว่างสำหรับผู้แพ้ยิ่งคุณใหญ่แค่ไหนคุณจะยิ่งล้มดังแค่นั้นเวสเฟรดครับสดที่บีนสปอร์ตเท่านั้นฤดูกาลใหม่กำลังจะเปิดทางเหล่าสุดยอดนักสู้พร้อมลุย
Relentless, rampant.
สัมผัสสงครามสุดเดือด
This is special.
การเข้าปะทะแบบถึงลูกถึงคน
Tie to perfection.
มาระเบิดความมัน
Doesn't feel much better than that.
กับประตูสุดเหนือชั้น
Stunning finish.
ติดตามความบ้าระห่ำแบบฉบับฟุตบอลสกอตติชพรีเมียร์ชิพตกทางบีสปอร์ต
that sees them behind at the break. David Ball with the only goal of the game so far, latching on to a clever cutback from James McGarry that gives the Wellington their first goal here at home. Not too far away from kickoff in this second half. Ante Milicic, the coach of Macarthur FC, good enough to join us. Ante, no changes at the break this week?
No, none today. Probably could have made a couple, but look, we started slowly, no doubt about that, but I felt we got into the game as a 15-20 minute mark. Unfortunately, we go in 1-0 down, but hopefully we start well in the second half and we can get back into this game.
Our experts suggesting that Lockie Rose could do a little bit of time on the right-hand side. Have you thought about that at all, or happy on the left?
Yeah, well, the experts have their opinion. I have my knowledge, and we'll just go with what we've got at the moment.
Thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
Macarthur FC will start with the ball here. Ante Milicic putting the experts in their place. Robbie Slater, what would you like to see from Lockie Rose?
Yeah, look, I've said that I think he's better suited to the right-hand side, but he's 100% right. He's the one making the decisions. It's up to him. And, he did have his moments in that first half, but Wellington was so dominant that they were limited. But, he's the one that's making the decisions, and he's right to put us.
And waiting for two Lockie Rose screamers to turn it all around in the second half, cutting in on that right boot of his.
And it's always easier from the commentary box. I can guarantee you. He's the one in the hot seat.
Here's Ben Yard. Shushaeta couldn't direct it on target.
And that one he does see late. With Derbyshire in front of him. And that was good play. And that's what Lachlan Rose has been doing. He comes into this pocket, opens up the channel for Meredith. One touch, bends it around. It's a decent ball to the back post, and just a little bit surprised that comes all the way over.
This guy's been fantastic. The number 23, Clayton Lewis, 23-year-old in his first season in the A-League, had time in England with Scunthorpe. There's been a change of number for Tom Ahmed at half-time. And all the blood spilt late in that first half. He's been patched up, but we're in the number 42 now.
And Lachlan Rose showing exactly what the Macarthur players have got to show. That enthusiasm, and force that error. That's what he did there, just chasing a lost cause.
Banyard dropping between the two centre halves. Playing more stylish football, composed stuff from Macarthur FC as they work their way forward. Banyard delivers. De Vere able to get his foot on it first. Risky header. Keeper's a long way out. Tom Ahmed nearly caught out Federici, who's a lucky boy, I reckon.
Yes, and that's so difficult. I mean, he's 5-6 metres inside his own half. It was on, and he just didn't get the power and enough direction on it. But seized upon it, made up his mind early. Very unlucky.
Mark Bosnich, we were complimentary of Adam Federici's sweeper keeper effort in the first half. That time nearly had
years back when he played for the Socceroos against Greece, when he was beaten from a distance. You got to make sure that your starting position is sideways. If he gets caught basically square on facing it, you could be in a lot of trouble.
back up to Margush at the moment, or out through injury. Ollie Kalats has been on the bench for the Wanderers. And that phone will be lighting up in a moment saying, what are you doing there, veteran? Rufer. Great movement. Davila, little nibble from Benyat, who points at the ball, but he didn't get that first. And he kicked it away afterwards.
Punches that ball straight into the feet of Davila, who's good enough to be facing forward almost as the ball arrives, and Benyat knew he was beaten.
Come on,
didn't want to see what happened in that first half when Davila set up James McGarry for that wonderful opening goal from Wellington.
Well, the cut man in the corner has been called upon again. Tom Ahmed is spilling a bit more blood after that work in the sheds at half-time. And they might just have to make a change. Thingo Fuktale is saying that's enough minutes for you. Beaten Federici from 55 metres away. So Josh Sotirio, who was a starter last week, hoping to make an impact off the bench here. Comes on in a good position as well. He's got all that speed to utilise, and Macarthur FC could be susceptible on the break as this half wears on. Hamed and Davila both came through that quarantine situation. Fuktale making the point it was tough to give them a 90-minute effort last week. So Hamed off after 50 minutes. Wonder how long Davila will last. I'm sure as captain he'll try and go the distance. Poorly done by the skipper. And Laws helping it on to McGarry. Sloppy pass. Wellington win it back quickly. Space here on the turn. Lifted over the top by Davila. Oh, careless by Macarthur FC. No one dealt with it. Sotirio wound up on the end of things and keeps it alive for Ulysses Davila. And that deflection was kind for the goalkeeper.
Well, it looked like the chance was gone, and Sotirio just dwelt on that ball, but he still got it to Davila, angling away to his right, but a big deflection took any pace off the shot.
Was that a communication breakdown on the edge of the area defensively? Must be tough bringing players together with a start-up club and getting them all on the same page early in the season. McGarry in space, couldn't quite get it on the full, and stopped by Franjic emphatically.
That's a great tackle, and it's all the experience of Franjic. Gary did have the chance there to whip that in first time as he controlled it.
Fans getting excited because Lockie Rose is on the rampage and gets the better of his man. He's past Payne. Shapes up against Davila. Lockie Rose straight at the goalkeeper. It's Macarthur FC's best moment though tonight.
And a lot of the best moments has come from this man, in spite of us saying he's better on the right-hand side, and then nearly made us eat our words there. The counter was on. Gets through that first challenge, and there's his positive driving at that last defender, makes a half a yard. Good strike, good power, but just couldn't do enough to worry Marinovic, who saved quite comfortably and held on to it.
He's giving Payne the...
Well, again, it's the positivity from Lachlan Rose again creates this opportunity. He's trying to be the spark for Macarthur, the start of this second half. Probably underhits this one.
Good angle here for Benyat. Being a bit further out, is that advantageous?
Yep, I'd say so. I'd say he'd prefer this kind of distance.
Marinovic taking great care with his wall again to guard that near post. Which way will Benyard go this time?
Oh, he'll try and angle that to Marinovic's right over the wall.
Benyard, Echevarria, and Marinovic confident in his positioning, just let it sail. Didn't bother with a dive for the cameras.
Dragged it too far, and he knows it. Gets it up and over and down, but off target, well off target in the end. But better signs for Macarthur.
One force change so far, Mark Bosnich. Any changes that you'd like to see from either team?
Well, we spoke about that at half time. It was quite obvious to me. Every time Lockie Rose got involved in that first half, even though he was playing in his unnatural position, he was a danger. And the game that he had in that first game, he realised how poor they were at half time. They have started better in this second half, but it's coming around to the hour mark, and he's got to make his mind up and make his mind up quickly. I would change him. I would put him on this side and bring Tommy Orr on the other side. The way he likes his teams to play is with out and out.
Devlin across the lender hand to Tim Payne, has been under the pump in the second half. Given back to Rose by Soterio. And Rose nearly took it past Payne with a fortunate back heel attempt.
He's so dynamic in his actions, Rose. It's a threat every time he gets on that ball.
Scouted in NPL2 in New South Wales. Here's Soterio. And poked away by Shushnia. Look at Devlin's work rate, and it goes out for a throw-in so they can try and hem them in that corner.
Left.
He's not too far away. Tommy Orr getting his final instructions.
He does go with that balance. Rose comes over to the right or over to the left, or he might keep with Rose out there and play inverted wingers.
Great scrapping on the edge of the area from Ball. Handball is the cry. Not spotted if there was one. Helped on by Benyard. Rufa, clever little header. Allowed him to control it under immense pressure. And he poked it to the advantage of Davila. Laws, risky header. Devere there to make it look good. Rufa, has he stayed onside? The flag is staying down for Ball. Pass just dragged him a little wide, but Lewis is there in support. Benyards for Lockie Rose. Couple of players down, one from each side, but Macarthur FC are strolling forward, and Rose can't find a way past Devere.
He's unlucky. It's good defending. Stayed on his feet, Devere, and Malcolm Rose does try to go down the outside. It was the right idea. Another dynamic run. But this one, Devere was up to it.
Well, he's been down since the battle And what a shame it is for Denny Genreau in super form at the start of this campaign. Let's hope it's nothing serious with that left knee. Hopefully just a contact kind of problem.
And might change Ante Milicic's plans here. Genreau does stay down.
Rufer stayed down for a little while as well. He had a couple of cracks at him there, Alex Rufer. And Denny Genreau, good signs now, Bozza. The way he's getting back to his feet.
Yeah, it is. He seemed to have fallen awkwardly during that little situation. And going back to the other point about having Lockie Rose on this side, the vast majority of attacks have come down this left-hand side, especially with McGarry overlapping. I'm sure if you had Lockie Rose taking McGarry the other way, you'd be thinking twice about attacking and overlapping.
The bib is off, as you saw. Can't be too far away. Now, this is, I think Rufer kicks out at Denny Genreau here, and the VAR has obviously decided that maybe it's worthy of a red card. This could be a significant moment in the game around the hour mark. It's not the initial problem here when Rufer goes in first time. Just watch what happens afterwards, or is it this challenge that they're concerned about?
Well, that's awkward.
Just
that
watch.
challenge, but let's have a look.
Keep it rolling, keep it rolling. Watch the kick out here. It's only boot on boot. Surely that's not red cardable, is it, Robbie?
That doesn't look like a red card to me at all.
I think that's the advice. He wouldn't call him over it.
Well, you would think that there's only one reason he's calling him over. He's going for the ball and he's got his hand in his pocket.
Stephen Lucas coming out.
That's extraordinary. That's a very, very poor decision in my opinion.
Well, teammates are demonstrative on his behalf. Alex Rufer didn't appear to have too many complaints like that lash out to the legs.
Really? It can't be for that. It's been confirmed for the lash out. I think that's a very, very poor decision. I don't see a lash out at all, to be honest.
Mark Bosnich, plenty going on down there to eavesdrop on. How did you see it?
This season, I think the VAR and the referees have been absolutely exceptional, except for that one just now. I thought when we were looking at originally, they were going to maybe have a look at it for Genreau when he went in with his right foot there. But lash out, I'm sorry. I think it was just the natural way he fell. He just kept his leg there.
Where do you expect him to fall?
Well,
I'll put it now on the line. Since the VAR has come in, that is the worst decision I've seen.
Well, the VAR has come in, but the final thing is down to the referee, isn't it? The VAR will say we can go over and take a look at it, but I mean, after looking at that, I mean, then it will change the whole complex of the game, and obviously will make a big difference as to what Ante Milicic does as well. But he's a very, very unlucky boy. I'm astounded, to be honest. I wouldn't say I'm speechless, because I'm very rarely speechless, but I'm completely shocked.
So Wellington have to sacrifice an attacking player. It's a big shame for Jovanovic, who's made a solid start to the campaign, that he's gone off with a significant injury, it appears. So Redenton comes on, a defensive midfielder for Davila.
Well, we know how the pattern's going to play out now. 4-4-1.
And here's an A-League debut for Antonis Martis. Presence at his opponent. So some referees look poorly upon that.
Well, I don't see it. Look, it's just the way I saw it. I don't think he lashes out. I think it's just the way he falls. I don't think he lashes out at all. But that's my opinion. Obviously, they've seen it a different way. God knows how.
Here we go. We'll slow it down for you. Rufus out of the equation now. John Rowe's running away, and that right boot follows John Rowe and then kicks at him.
You can see whatever you want to make. You look at something long enough and you'll make something of it. For me, he doesn't lash out. And the only one who will know that is Alex Rufus, so maybe you should be asked.
Oh, classy back heel. Soterio! Wellington trying to score with 10 men, and Milligan, his first act as a centre half in this game is to get an important clearance in.
Well, a lot of power behind that. And Federici just stood strong and it just bounced off him.
De Vere, big up and under. He let it bounce. Bit of risk associated with that, but he's been around a long time and it worked out for Luke De Vere.
Hey! Good boy.
Redenton asking for options, and De Vere provides one. They've settled all right with 10 men. Wellington, after the departure of Rufer, who wore the armband last week. Real leader in this team. Risky touch by Soterio, headed the wrong way, and Ben Yachts has found Shushayatta! The cowbells are ringing now. Macarthur FC.
Soterio dispossessed, and from there they were always struggling. The quick ball over, but he's got to protect that near post. If he goes the other way and goes across him into the other side of the goal, you put your hands up and it's a great finish, but that he should save.
Wow, what a second half we are watching here. So many talking points again. Shushayatta, who scored 2 as a Melbourne City player, has his first with the Bulls. Mark Bosnich, Robbie was critical of Marinovic. What say you?
Yeah, he'll be disappointed to get beat on his near post. There's no doubt about that. Look, you have to feel sorry for Wellington, but the funny thing is, ironically, you have to say they can't feel sorry for themselves on this park right now. They've played so well. They're down to 10 men now. It's really, they're up against it, but they've got to use the injustice of that decision to fire them up.
Ben Yachts playing with his eyes up. Teed up his countryman perfectly, didn't he? Allowed Shushayatta to get all the power he needed in that shot to get the equaliser, and now he tries a speculative one, which lands on the hill.
He sort of apologised to his teammates, but I don't mind that. I don't mind him taking it on, taking the responsibility. He's scored goals from that distance in his past, so they've just got an equaliser. Why not?
There is so much time left in this game now, isn't there, Robbie? From Macarthur's perspective, and so long for Wellington to hold on.
Yeah, and that's the pattern. They're going to have all the ball, and Wellington will look, when they do get possession, to hit on the counter and try and fashion something, but Macarthur will control this, and they've got the players like this man to control the game.
And the bloke that Ante Milicic picked to play on that right-hand side was well placed to fire home one on his right boot. This man, Shushaeta. What can he whip in? Towards Rose. And took a deflection. Clearly struck in the opening minute, and that was the end of the goal scoring, but we might see a late one here. 1-1 at the moment. It was too close there. Lewis pulled back a centimetre. It was their best moment against the Mariners. Shushaeta. Wonder what they're making of the cowbells. The fans are trying to provide the rhythm in the stands. Are you a Winter Olympics fan, Robbie?
No, not really.
Well, that's what I associate the cowbells with. And the reason the cowbells are rung there as the skiers are doing their work is because they've got the mittens on. So you can't clap and applaud. You ring the cowbells. There's no mittens in the stands here.
So what's the excuse?
Well, they're the Bulls. And the cowbells are out. And they're ringing proudly right now.
And so they should be. Their team's in pole position to go on and win this game. It's just how they manage it and patience they need to show. And Wellington, for their part, have just got to try and dig in, stay in the game, and they've got pace up there with particularly Soterio, ball front third.
Well, Tommy Orr, he was stripped about on around the next stoppage. Wellington have certainly taken their time with this throwing. And they can have another go at it. And that'll suit them. They're in no rush at the moment. Fans now giving McGarry a wind-up. Wonder if he'll do the same. He just tries to drop it in to Ball. Martis prevents the corner. Devlin got there first again, as he does so often. And wins another throw for his team.
They wanted a free kick, didn't they?
There's the time wasting warning.
I'll see ball dart out here. They'll try and get a corner.
Clever throw. Lewis is in behind, and Soterio was there. That's important defending by Shushnya.
Oh, it's brilliant. Thought we won't get a corner, we'll do better. Lewis with a darting run, enough pace on the throw, and an important block at that near post.
Defending a set piece, they hold off on that Tommy Orr substitution. Lewis has delivered some really nice corners so far. Can they make the most of this set piece? And feel like they need to if they want to edge back in front. Flicks all the way through. Payne to lob it back in there. Off Shushnya, so Devlin's okay to whip it across the face. Chance here for Ball, plays for the penalty. And it was waved off immediately. And he wasn't asking for one in the end.
Vitello was. Just for
not for simulation, trying to earn that penalty, but for that challenge from behind. Through the leg, didn't he? So Tommy Orr on for his debut in Bulls colours, and Lockie Rose is on the right-hand side, boys. and gets the first touch on this side. Here's Benyards. Again, he was shooting. Wellington with bodies in the road.
Yeah, two out-and-out wingers. Left-footed or on that left-hand side, so the message will be work the ball around the middle and get it to one of those wide men to get crosses into the box. And Wellington, virtually with 10 men, have to allow that ball like that to go out there, then readjust.
Tommy Orr. And last touch off him, says the referee, who had a good view of it. Orr thought he'd earned the corner. Tommy Orr had that calf problem in pre-season. Set up base in Bronte by the beach. The Queenslander loves his surfing. It's a long commute to training every day. And scrapping here against two or three opponents. Wellington working the triangle and settling for a throw.
That's it from Macarthur now. They've got to keep them penned in.
Hopefully just a precaution. Macarthur back in action again next weekend away to Newcastle. Benyard holds fire on the cross. Lockie Rose found by Franjic, and it was difficult for Marinovic, had his post to worry about.
Yeah, just spilled it. It's a messy cross from Lachlan Rose. And thinking about crossing from there, that's a much better position. And just hits his cross.
Redenton did well. Kept it away from the double team. Going on between Benyards and the referee. Sotirio made a run. Devlin almost played him in.
This is the time to hit quickly now, Macarthur. Look at Sotirio's recovery on there. And Wellington working hard to try and minimise the space for Macarthur.
Back to Rose. Franjic is an option in behind. John Rose recovered well. And blocked off by Devlin. No.
There's the attempted give and go, not much in that.
Fit, aren't they, Wellington? Despite being reduced to 10 men, they're covering plenty of bases at the moment. Stephen Lucas gave a warning to one fullback for time wasting. Tim Payne's going to get the benefit of the doubt for this first throw in. Meredith chesting it down for Benyat. About to enter the final 10 minutes of the game. Someone going to find a late winner here at Campbelltown. These fans ready to go off. Here's Tommy Orr tricking his way inside the penalty area. Lewis defending, keeping Franjic at bay. Ante Milicic is calling for another sub to get ready.
Well, it's all in front of Wellington at the moment, but they are very, very deep.
Very nearly. It was a great effort to fashion the shooting opportunity by Denny Jonro.
He's just slightly off balance as he hits it. Wellington will be careful not to get too deep. Skips past one and he's just off balance and comes off the outside of the boot.
Michael Roos, who certainly looked the part last week. Real presence up front. And that delivery slices away.
And that's what you don't need. And when Meredith took that, he took far too many touches.
So Meredith leaves on the far side after delivering that last cross and looking fatigued. A very attacking move by Ante Milicic, and he can afford to against 10 men.
No, and it's a good move. So for defender, goes on a more attacking player. Milicic going for the win, as you would expect. 10 men at home here.
Michael Roos, who scored in the FFA Cup as a 16-year-old, has been recruited from Sydney United in the New South Wales NPL. Went to the Under-17 World Cup a couple of years back in Brazil. Up top alongside Derbyshire, who'll welcome the chance to be part of a dual strike force. Milligan pushing on. Wellington really are dropping deep here. Squirms away for nothing. Stayed in off the corner flag. And Rose is clipped. And Devlin has been asking for that yellow.
And Lachlan Rose, as he does best, look, just positive, dynamic, just driving at 2-3 players and draws the mistake.
Devlin plays with a smile on his face a lot of the time.
Oh, good position here. Stability, and you find the right kind of delivery. There's a bunch of players on that 6-yard box. Marinovic's.
Franjic is lurking edge of the area again, but it's delivered deep. And they all went up for the header and maybe got in each other's way, Roos and Derbyshire.
So many bodies. Decent ball in. Plenty of whip and tail on it, and they defend it very well.
Apparently the word on Jovanovic, who was helped up the tunnel, is that he's not feeling well. When you think back to that head clash with Tomer Hemed, maybe a delayed concussion, and that's why we've got to be so careful in all sports these days about that situation. And Redenton has copped a stray boot here from Denny Jonro.
Well, it's certainly a foul and it's late, but there's no intent to hurt the player. I mean, he's hurt the player, but he is going for the ball. His eyes are on the ball. He doesn't even know Redenton's coming, so certainly didn't get him in the face.
I think the players were hearing that kind of thing, and they said it doesn't matter if he didn't know he was there.
Right.
He's got to show more care and more awareness.
You can hear those questions being asked.
Serious foul play.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a yellow card.
Great work by the audio department to take you in close. It's clearly trying to win the ball, but Redenton comes into his area and cops the boot in the midriff. I don't think in the head. If it did hit him in the head, then he might have been in trouble. Ufuk-Talay will be asked about the red card for Alex Rufer in the post-match press conference. And if you just tuned in, it was a highly controversial one. No lash out spotted by Robbie Slater. And on reflection, you're still sticking with that one.
Sticking with it.
Mark Bosnick.
Say right now, well, hang on a minute. If you sent off Rufer, why didn't you send off John Rowe for that?
Yep, and that's exactly the question they were asking. For me, this is never a red card. And like you said, when you set a precedent like they did before, they're going to ask.
Ball is the target here. Some effort to get into a goal-scoring situation, and Macarthur FC caught out badly there.
Yeah, and that's the kind of position they're trying to work into, a set piece, just try and pull something out of nothing. But it's opened up the pitch a bit here for Lachlan Rose.
Martis. Franjic. Not tempted to take the strike on. Right now it's a back five, almost a back six for Wellington. Rose. Can he shape one in? Gets a corner. Stoppage time is going to be interesting. Feels like it should be a big chunk. Stephen Lucas under pressure in company with fourth official Kurt Ams to put up the right kind of number for the Bulls fans here. As Wellington prepare for a double change once they see off a defensive set piece. Benyat. And cleared by Wellington. Redenton it was ultimately. Shadows lengthening at Campbelltown Stadium. Jonro would have cruised towards the edge of that area. Tommy Orr popping up on the right-hand side. Benyart's quick passing. Alex Shushnya, and it takes a deflection. Marinovic was committed as well. Grateful to see it go out for the corner.
And that kind of sight from that central position, when it takes that big deflection, you just don't know
Clever corner routine. It was quickly taken by Ben Yart, and John Rowe just let him down. Didn't get it in quick enough.
Well, they'll get another one. As we start ticking down to 90, and all eyes will be on Kurt Ams.
Ben Yart bent it out of play. I was just hoping that they wouldn't score there. And then the controversy of ruling it out, the flag was up immediately. The goal scorer, David Ball, being withdrawn.
He's put in a brilliant shift this afternoon. The first half was of top quality in that striker's role, and got his deserved goal. And a little bit different in this second half, where he's had to work it really hard.
So Fenton will slot in like for McGarry. Ben Wayne, a young striker, now leading the line. 6 minutes was the time put up on the board, as you can see. Sent off just past the hour mark.
Well, this 6 minutes will feel like an eternity to Wellington. And on the other hand, for Macarthur, it'll seem to go very, very quickly. Right tactic here.
Ben Yard. Marta stole to turn. Young man with dual citizenship of Australia and Cyprus. Tracked down by all. And now he's got some room. Well defended by young Laws, who flies under the radar with his work at the back.
Well, since conceding that goal, Shushiata, they've been very good in the middle of the park.
Milligan.
Distance.
Plenty of power in it.
Yeah, but they'd be happy to see him taking that shot on from that sort of position. The Neuenhoff position, we must call that now.
Sydney derby to look forward to next week. Neuenhoff in action. Sydney FC against the Wanderers at Stadium Australia. That's the next A-League game after tomorrow's postponement between the Brisbane Roar and the Melbourne Victory, who are set to go head-to-head for the second time.
Well, I was looking forward to the return leg.
Let's hope good numbers on the COVID front today. I think only one positive test around the entire country. So hopefully things are looking up on that front. Here's Lockie Rose. Numbers inside the area. Rose dancing. Found a teammate as well.
One-on-one as he had him there. That's when he should try to go around the outside. There he is. Isolates him. Does come inside, and something nearly comes off it. Well, I think he's got the ability and the pace as well to flick that around the corner.
Did well to find Roos though and give him half a chance, didn't he? The teenage striker. And it's going Rose's way again. Here's John Rowe. And delivered to a great area. The header onto the bar. And Marinovic is a little proppy right now. I think his groin is a significant issue.
And he's staying down.
And you spotted this, Bozza?
Yeah, about 2 minutes ago, the previous goal kick that he had, he pulled up really, really sore, wanted to come off. And I was just about to say before this header from Derbyshire, 2 years, time to shoot on.
9 if Marinovic can't go on. He's only got 2 minutes to soldier on, so they'll try and strap it up and take the pain away. But they've made 4 changes. You're allowed to make 5. But you're only allowed to make them in 3 windows, and they've used 3 windows for those 4 changes.
Yeah, well, I looked down to the bench and no one moved.
So Ollie Sale the backup goalkeeper's not even bothering to warm up because he can't be utilised here. That's him. Second from the front alongside Davila.
Well, if he's done his crime, how's he going to take the goal kick?
Yeah, one of his teammates better wise up and help him out. But Ollie Sale might be involved next time out for Wellington. It's a way off though, Jan 24 against Newcastle, their next fixture. Now it is a lottery how much stoppage time there will be.
Well, there'll be more than 6.
It'll be up to 9, I reckon. We might even get to the 100th minute like we did between the Mariners and the Victory last year. Wayne helps it on to no one. Can they test Marinovic? Can they fire one into the corner? Genre. And Laws improvised. Genre's back heel. Redenton hits the deck and gets the whistle. They could have done with the advantage going there. They can take the free kick from a little while away and it might work out for Sotirio. Desperate challenge from Shushnia. And Sotirio will settle for a corner.
Wisely so. Vitello wasn't happy. They took the free kick quickly, but it's turned out much better for them.
Federici reading the riot act. Talk about tension. 96 minutes.
I'll have to give it up to him sharpishly.
He heard that message. Delivers off Payne for another corner. At the referee's discretion right now. We think 99 minutes might be played. Orr's corner. Genre. And it deflects wide. Everyone was holding their breath. And they'll have to settle for a point at home. Macarthur FC. And they say, what's going on the watch front? You've only played 1 minute more. And Marinovic was down for about 3, requiring treatment on that groin. But full-time whistle has been blown. And at the end, Wellington hold on for a point with 10 men. It's 1-1.
Spectators must not enter the field of play or playing arena.